This is my father. His name is Lionel Rivera Collazo. He was born in Puerto Rico. He was drafted into the Army in 1954. He was stationed out of Honolulu, Hawaii, actually Schofield Barracks. He was all champion, all military champion. He took all the titles, also nationals. That's my father right there, in the middle there. This little guy here is my dad. He was featherweight. This is my dad in the middle here. This is my dad here. And my dad in the bottom here. Took a picture with an actor. Actor Ricardo Taliban. I can't say his name, his last name. Okay. So he lived practically in Hawaii the rest of his life when he was drafted into the military. Actually, he told me that they took him out of his home. So the reason why I'm doing this about my dad, this bio about my dad, is because of the military. Now, don't get me wrong, the VA hospital is wonderful. They really work with us. We have nurses coming here, nutrition coming here, physical therapy has been done in our home. I mean, they are just wonderful, and I'm so happy that they really social worker. I mean, he is well taken care of by them. This is my dad. This is my dad. So in 1957, my father became a professional boxer. Now, before he could become a turned professional, the military wanted him to get out. He was in the 25th Division. The military wanted him to get out so he can be a professional fighter. Okay, so the military sponsored my dad. All right, and they have a name. It's Wolfhound. If you ever heard. Let me see where it went. Let me look for this. It's called Wolfhound. Right here. There it is. When I applied for my father's disability a few years back, they told me that they had no records of him ever being in the military. If I could provide those records, well, we showed them all of his articles that he was stationed in Schofield. Okay, that was the first lie. Then they said that his medical records, was burned in Virginia in the 70s. Well, we had an attorney last year, and he recovered all his medical records. So that was another lie. Okay, fighting for his benefits is it's not easy at all. A lot of guys are fighting for their benefits. My father has dementia, and the dementia actually is from boxing. And the doctor from the VA had verified that. It's all documented in his medical records. But what fighting the disability, what they're saying to me is because there's no service connected. Okay. Also with his eye trauma, because it is from boxing, he lost his eye from boxing, and they would not give him the benefit for that because he was already out of the military. But like I said, they were sponsoring him. So they're saying it's not service connected. But here's my thing. They were sponsoring my dad after they told him to get out of the military so he can go professional. So how is it fair to my dad? All he did was take advice from them as a young kid. He was in his early 20s. You know, my dad was a really excellent fighter. He was very well known in Honolulu and known also in Puerto Rico. It's horrible what people would do for their own agenda. You know, and you know, back in those days, they did a lot of gambling. So my father was in the 25th Division. He was in bantam boxing. He was a standout. So they, you know, fighting for his disability for 5 years. And we had to cancel his hearing because the attorney that I had hired for my dad told me that because it's not service connected that he wouldn't be able to fight for him. So I went down to an office where these people would write letters to Waco to earn his disability, and they are fighting for my dad. And I'm so grateful. They said that they would have a counselor for my dad, which I think is great. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the attorney is a very nice person. He gave me all the documents, all his medical records, so I have that in hand. And I just wanted to give my last fight for this, for my dad. So I'm praying that God is going to give favor to my dad. He did have 10% for loss of hearing through the military, but they took that back because now they're saying that it was a mistake. And well, we're fighting for that as well. I'm asking for prayers, and I'm asking if you could have any suggestion, if you know anything, please comment and just let me know, what do you think about this. I understand that it's not service connected, but I think that the military should pay my dad's disability. Why? Because they sponsored him. They wanted him to go professional. So how is it that's not service connected? Because he is not signed up as a soldier, but here he is, continue fighting for the military, outside of the military. I'm not sure how it's not related. But I have more documents of my father. It's my dad right there. He doesn't deserve this. He deserves better. I think all our soldiers deserve better. So if you have any suggestions, or you can share this video, I really need some help. I need to help my dad. He does have medical bills. Don't think that the VA is free. It's not. Not for my dad unless you have 100%. So give me a comment down below and let me know what you think of this article's my story. Thanks.
Okay, listen.
Pausa
¿Qué pasó?
¿Qué pasó?
The puppy listen to me.
Oh yeah, good.
Hey, you won.
Boom.
Beat it. Wow, he listen that one. Oh, I better go sleep.
Yeah, good idea. I love you.
Huh?
I love you.
I cannot hear.
I love you. I'm over here.
Oh, I love you too.
Te quieres mucho.
Yo también te quiero un montón a ti.
Sí.
Sí, sigamos.
English.
Desde que tú eras chiquita.
When I was a baby.
Huh?
You remember me when I was a baby?
Yeah.
Oh,
I give good backhand.
memory.
Something like that.
Oh.
Okay, good night to everybody. I go sleep.
Okay.
I gotta go sleep.
Yes.